Mataji and Prabhu's Dandavat Pranam. So we start today's class by offering our respectful obeisances to Sri Sri Jagannath Baladev and Subhadra. These are the deities of ISKCON Sheshadripuram, our temple here in Bangalore. And today's verse. But before that, let us recite some standard prayers. Om Ajnanatirmirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadhaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Niti Namini. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Today we will recite a sloka from Bhagavad Gita, chapter 9. The sloka number is 22. Ananyas chintayanto mam, Ananyas chintayanto mam, Ye jana paryupasate, Ye jana paryupasate, Tesham nityabhiyuktanam, Tesham nityabhiyuktanam, Yogakshemam vahamyaham, Yogakshemam vahamyaham. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. But those who worship me with devotion, meditating on my transcendental form, to them I carry what they lack and preserve what they have. So this is a very, very wonderful shloka. It's one of the important shlokas of the Bhagavad Gita. Forgive me, I developed a cold. So in this shloka, when Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport, okay, anyone, any devotee who is unable to live even for a moment without Krishna, that devotee is an Ananya Bhakta. Ananya means exclusive. This word Ananya is quoted multiple times by Srila Prabhupada. And in fact, this word Ananya appears in our shlokas in the Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam multiple times. So Ananya is a very, very important word. And like I said, it means exclusive. Krishna wants exclusivity. He wants us to worship him exclusively. Okay, so in this regard, what do? We should center all our activities on the Supreme Lord. And when we do this, a devotee who does this, his only desire will be to achieve the association of the Supreme Lord. And this is called yoga. There are many forms of yoga these days, but this is the real yoga, when we center all our activities on the Lord. Yoga means to link. And this is the best way of linking with the Lord, by thinking of him and keeping him in the center of our activities all the time. Okay? And when a devotee achieves such a state by the mercy of the Lord, he will never come back to this material condition of life, because he will get the Lord's Shema. You can see in the fourth line, Yoga Kshemam Vahamyaham. Krishna says to this devotee, I will carry what they lack. Whatever they lack, Krishna will supply to them. This group of exclusive devotees, Ananya Bhaktas, whatever they lack, Krishna will supply to them, because they are under the Shema of the Lord, right? They are under the mercy of the Lord. And whatever they have, Krishna will help them to preserve it. Okay? Even materially, whatever they lack and whatever they have, Krishna will either carry to them or help them to preserve it. And in this way, the Lord helps the devotee to achieve Krishna consciousness. And this devotee will never fall down to a miserable condition of life, because they will always be protected by the Lord, these exclusive devotees. So, in this regard, we would like to relate a story. This story is of Arjunacharya. Okay, Arjunacharya was a very nice Brahmana, and he used to study the Bhagavad Gita every day. Okay, somehow his family conditions were not that favorable. His economic conditions was not that favorable. He did not have enough. Okay, they didn't have enough food to eat. So he had a wife and children to sustain. And there was a point when they did not have enough food to eat. So one day Arjunacharya was reading the Bhagavad Gita and pacifying his wife. And when his wife was, complaining about their condition to Arjunacharya, Arjunacharya assured her. He said, don't worry. See what the Lord says in this shloka. Okay? He will surely give us whatever we need. So do not worry. And he showed her the shloka, Ananyas Chintayantoma. But what did she do? She said, what is this? I do not believe this. I'm suffering. My kids are hungry. They don't have food to eat. And she takes a pen, those days pen, and she scratches out this words of the Supreme Lord. She just scratches it out. And Arjunacharya said, what have you done? Don't you have faith on the Lord? So then Arjunacharya, feeling very, very bad, he leaves home to beg for the day. Okay, and he was also a teacher. So to carry out his profession, he leaves home. And the wife is at home trying to scramble whatever she has to prepare a meal. In the evening, when it's almost time for Arjunacharya to come home, there's a knock on the door. So the wife goes to answer the door, and she sees two very attractive boys. Okay, one is dark complexioned and one is very light complexioned, and both of them were glowing with effulgence, and they were looking very beautiful, and they were carrying a heavy load of produce on their backs. So the wife invites them in. Please come, please come. Who are you, dear boys? Young boys. Okay. And these boys, they say, oh, we are students of your husband, and we have brought these produce here for you to cook. He has instructed us to send these for you. Okay. So she opens, and in those bags, there is all kinds of things. There's grains, beans, vegetables, spices. And she starts taking all that out, and she's amazed. She said, oh, my husband has finally done something so that we can have some nice, food on the table. So let me cook and offer all this to the Lord. And when my husband comes back, we can all honor this very nicely. So she thanks the two boys profusely, and she tells them please stay, dear boys. You have brought this heavy load from so far. So you please stay. And I'm going to cook a nice feast now. And you can honor this feast. But the black boy tells her, no, ma, it's okay. We will leave. In any case, I cannot eat. And Arjunacharya's wife asks him, why? Why can't you eat? He shows her his tongue. See, my tongue is very badly cut and I'm not able to eat anything. So it's better we leave now. Don't worry. We will meet you some other day. And the two boys leave the home of Arjunacharya. And when Arjunacharya comes home, his kitchen is bustling. And there are wonderful fragrances coming out of the kitchen. And he tells his wife, what is this? You seem to have cooked many wonderful items today for the pleasure of the Lord. How did you get all these supplies? Because Arjunacharya is again coming home without much. Okay, another hopeless day. And the wife says, oh, but you sent two boys with all of these provisions. And Arjunacharya says, what are you speaking about? And she says, yes, two wonderful boys came with all these things. And he said, tell me exactly what happened. And the wife narrates everything. She narrates how they came, how they looked, what all they brought, and how she requested them to stay back, but they said no. And then how the black boy showed her the cut on his tongue. Okay. And Arjunacharya immediately realizes that those two boys were none other than Krishna and Balaram. Okay. So you can see how in this wonderful story, the Lord actually came personally to preserve and to carry to Arjunacharya what he lacked. This is a wonderful example of this shloka. This story happened with regard to this particular shloka. So we wanted to share this with you. So whenever we find that we are desperately lacking something, all we have to do is increase our surrender to the Lord, make Him the center of all our activities. And if we do this, the Lord will surely supply to us whatever we need. He will ensure that we have what we lack. This word, Ananya, Twaime Nanya, Vishaya, even Queen Kunti says in her prayers, how this exclusive devotion is very, very important. She strives to get this exclusive devotion to the Lord. Kunti Maharani, the mother of the Pandavas. So it is very, very important for us to try and achieve that status of Ananya Bhakta, to become an exclusive devotee of Lord Krishna. Thank you all very, very much. We are speaking to you here from Sri Mayapur Dham, the most holy birthplace of Lord Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And we will pray today for all of you to achieve this Ananya Bhakt here to Sri Sri Radha Madhav and Sri Panchatattva. Thank you all very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Balaram Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Amrita Mataji. Thank you very much, Hari Prabhu, for facilitating. Hare Krishna, Manjula Mataji. Premamai Mataji.